Hey guys, you ready? You ready to get back into it? Part 2, Creepy. Let's go. Other cool things that we've got here. No change on most of them. This is my Peributhus Velocis, my cobalt blue, incredibly deep substrate, and she lives right down at the very bottom here. There's a whole channel all cleaned out here, and that's where she resides. She comes out at night and eats. I've got my 3 big Peributhus Velocis. They are absolutely stunning spiders. They're a New World species. And I believe, I haven't sexed them up based on molts, just because I just haven't had a chance. I started saving the molts, but the problem when you save a molt is if you put it down somewhere and it catches you off guard when you're coming into the room and you see something there, you think a tarantula got out. So I kind of got away from that habit because the wife and kids definitely do not want to have the heart attack of seeing that sort of stuff. So I just stopped kind of doing that. The thing I could do is I could easily number each one of the bins and then put the molt in a bag and number it or something like that. All sorts of methods and ways we could do it, Biggs. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. Let's take a quick peek at these guys. So as I mentioned, I think I have 2 boys and a girl. They've tripled in size since I've gotten them. This would be one of the boys. They turn into an incredibly vibrant purple color as an adult. So it's really, really cool that the boys and the girls are cool looking. Just look at the colors. That's just breathtaking. Beautiful, beautiful animal. That's the other one that I think is the boy. This is the 3rd one, and this is the one I'm leaning towards being a female just based on the color. Now, I've never kept this species before, so it's possible, and I might be saying something completely ignorant, the fact that I'm just guessing or speculating. That might very well be true, but this one is definitely blacker than any of the other 2. And this species might very well be one of those ones that just goes through a complete change when they do become sexually mature and molt. So if I am incorrect, please just bear with me. I have the 3, and I think they're all absolutely breathtaking in their own right. Now, this one came in as kind of like as a rescue, and it was little tiny, it was emaciated, and it's since molted. And it's a beautiful, starting to look a lot better, beautiful little homori. Nice Mexican species, Brachypelma. Now these ones were grown out just as slings. So you can see they're doing really, really well. These are my grow-out Tarantulas sazami. All I need to have a boy to be able to mate with that beautiful female I have over there, because I know they're all completely unrelated. The beautiful Brazilian blue. Hit this one with a flash, and it is just breathtaking. So that's pretty much the whole top shelf, all the 4 sazamis, the Machalas, and that Brachypelma, the Vingruin. And then we go into my awesome makeshift incubator, I guess we'll call it. And in here, what's in here are 5 Basilifer species Pascal Lecelier. You guys saw me do a video on them. I've got my 3 T. Celadonias right here front and center. And pretty exciting on some of those already. I got my Cygnanthus, my blue fang is the one up there. And then I have 2 more of these P. Pascal Leceliers. Let's take a closer look. These beautiful pokies turned bright, bright purple. I'll refer you to the video of them. But they were just little itty bitty slings, and you can see they're coming along absolutely beautiful. There's one of the other ones. My little blue fang, the little Cygnanthus, has made the cutest little tiny burrow right there in the center. That goes down into the substrate. And it's a delicate little one. I'll pull you up some photos and stuff and show you that one. But he or she is doing just great. Now, when it comes to the Brazilian Drools, the T. Celadonias, they are doing awesome. They are still being fed pre-killed. But 2 of them, that one didn't eat last night. Just fed them last night. But all 3 of them now have shed since they've been with me. Again, showing it a bunch of bright lights, not really something it wants to see, but they are doing good. And this one ate well. So out of the 3 of them, they have all shed. So with all 3 of them having now shed, they are now starting to build their very first shelters. And this is a trapdoor species. And right below my finger there, where you see that little bit of webbing, there's actually a hole in the bark. And that's where that little T. Celadonia has made a hole, or made a home. And they've gone to the bottom, and they've sourced some of those pieces of all that shaved bark and lichens and whatnot, and they've made a little tiny trapdoor there. I think that's super cool. Probably will never see her again, but still really cool. We've got my Sun Tigers. We got 4 of those. We got some Hatties, which is 0 chance we'll see them. And this one here is that little boy, which we think is a boy, is the Harpactira pulchripes. We can take a peek at him. He's sitting right there. He's sitting there out in the open. Hopefully he's a boy. And behind that, we have a beautiful P. metallica up top there. I don't know what it's up to. It's usually out in the open, sitting right here. Maybe it didn't eat its cricket last night. Maybe it ate it this morning. Don't really know. Then we've got a whole bunch of really cool tailless whip scorpions, which we'll take a closer look at. This little evil critter from Cameroon. The Theraphosa Stermi, which we got that were literally about the size of a quarter. They're definitely putting on size. But because they literally don't come out very often. They come out and they hunt and they eat right away and then they go right back in. Peributhus Velocis. This is my little tiny orange scorpion. I only have the female. The male didn't make it very long. And Euthys Velocis. This is my proven female. I just rehoused them though, like literally yesterday. They were in these real flat ones before, and you guys never really seen them. And I don't think we're going to go and disturb them at all to see them at all, but I do have some pictures of them from before. I don't even know where they've settled in. These are the beautiful velvet spiders. I've got my big orange baboon female, which we almost never see. She's in here. This is the Lair Peributhus Velocis. Very colorful, smaller species, highly toxic. Handle this one definitely with caution. Here's a glorious look at one of my Theraphosa Stermi. They all are like this, just a hole in the ground, growing our monster. This is my Cameroon Ethmostigmus trinogopotus. This is a centipede. Doesn't get as big as a lot of the other scolopendras, but just a crazy. It's very colorful. See if I can get it to come out. The only problem is getting it to come out means it wants to get out. There you go. Now we have 3 of these, proven female, and then I have a couple others. These are my Mexican whip scorpions, Periothianus mexicanus. This is an incredible arachnid. They're completely harmless to us, albeit they look very, very evil. Try to have some better video of them being out or during the rehousings and stuff like that I can pop up here and show you guys, but they're doing absolutely great. I have some ideas because these are some of the bigger ones. And when you can see that real front appendage really sticking out, reaching around, feeling around, looking for stuff. They need some bigger room. Actually, ideally, I'd like to give each one of them one of those type of things. I just don't have them handy. And they've grown up a little bit, so they've been doing fine. They've been eating fine. No reason to change anything right now. So that's 2 of them. And then I have my big proven female. She always sits in the dark there. They're not the easiest animal to show because they hide in the darkness all the time. And these round chambers reflect a lot of the light. But I think they're pretty seriously cool. And they're probably, the tailless whip scorpions are probably some of my absolute favorite animals that I have, just because they're just so bizarre looking. Let's take a look at the other ones. This one is just a little tiny baby Daemon diadema. Little tiny one. You can see how fascinating they are. This one, since I've had it, is probably quadrupled in size. They don't move forward very well, but they definitely move sideways very, very quickly, like a crab. But look at her. Look at this one using those front modified legs. So you'll count the legs on each side. They got 1, 2, 3 obviously striped legs on each side. This first one, the one that's these long, long ones, that is actually a modified appendage, a modified leg. They don't like the light, so we're going to put you back in there where you feel comfortable. Now, these two are the newest additions that I've had in my tailless whip scorpions. Nikeis Basilifer. They're kind of cool looking. They have incredibly large front claws. Now, sometimes that's a secondary sexual characteristic, but it also depends on which species you're talking about. Some species the males get big ones, and some species the females get smaller ones. But what an outstanding one. Look at the color too. And there's those big modified front legs again. The thing of nightmare is if these things got big. Come on. Zip around to the other side. You can see they're all, look at how healthy the abdomens are. These guys all do real well for me. So if you're into anything unique, I suppose anything, having a tailless whip scorpion in the house is just something, just the icing on the cake. I think they're absolutely fascinating. As beautiful as the Venezuelan Sun Tigers are, they're very striking with the jet velvety black highlights of bright little orange. This is usually how I'm greeted on feeding day. Just by the glimpse of all the paws waiting to dart out and grab food. Well, hope you guys enjoyed that. I love showing off the animals, love showing how they're doing. It always amazes me when I go and do a rehousing to how much bigger some of them have got. So, with that, my friends, thank you kindly for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care.